This is a Pfaff 145. I'm going to show the hook and needle area. I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to go through, I've already removed some parts. I'm going to go ahead and pull the bobbin case out, the hook gib, and I've gone through and already removed the feed dog, which is over here. You only have to remove that, I believe, if you want to remove the entire hook. But just to speed this up, I've taken this apart and only have it holding by a lesser number of screws and things, just so that the video won't be too boring. Here I'm going to go ahead and pull out the bobbin and the bobbin case, which everybody loves. It's kind of a sloppy. There's the bobbin and the bobbin case. Then you have this piece, which is the bobbin case, I believe the cap piece. To remove that, you've got to remove the gib. Now, that's shown in the manual. If you turn this just about like that, there's 3 screws. There's 1, 2, and 3. I've removed already 2 of them just so that I can do this quicker. I'm going to go in here and take out the screws. The gib is the arc-shaped piece. To go in here, remove this. This is what they call the gib. There's 3 screws. I've only had it right now holding by 1, so this is quicker. When you do that, you can pull out this piece. And I believe it's supposed to have a little piece of felt in there that comes out for oiling. Normally that's what you do if you got a jam in here for some thread. You can go back and forth. Look at that, and you can try to get the thread that's out. If you want to actually take the entire hook out, then you go through, at least on mine it seems like I want to be able to take the feed dog off, which is the lower piece. There's 2 screws in the back, and then you go through, and you normally don't do this, but this is in case you want to replace the hook. I put a stubby screwdriver here, not this one, and held the wheel, rotated it backwards, and freed this up. And I'm going to take this out a lot quicker. Now you can replace this hook without doing any timing issues because it's keyed. So there's the screw. Get the light over there better. And then you can pull the hook out. You may want to turn this back and forth to find where's the best place to get it out of there. I'm not an expert on this, but let's try it like that. You probably shouldn't have the needle in here. I just did that to kind of for the video to show whatever. There's the hook. Now this is keyed. There's a pin here that will go through and go into that feature right here. So you can replace the hook without retiming it. There's the hook. And then I'm going to go through, take out this other little piece, and it's keyed. That little hole goes into there. What's left is what you call the bobbin case opener. And this is an eccentric cam around there. You can see kind of how that goes back and forth. This will actually come out too. Normally you don't have to do it. It's got a key here which goes into this piece. This just kind of keeps it straight. There's the eccentric that goes through like there. If you put this back, you may not want to go because you may have tilted this piece a little bit. And you put this back like that. That's what you call the bobbin case opener. And if I scoot way over here like this, zoom in, you might be able to see the shuttling action a little bit better. There's a cell phone going off. So this is the bobbin case opener. And then to put this hook piece back, you've got this piece here. That'll just go on here like this. Now, you have to play around to see how this goes in there, because you can't just necessarily drop this in. You have to do some experimenting to see where that wants to go. It'll key right in there, which is cool. But the first time I fooled with this, I had to kind of play to figure out where I want this to be. And I believe you have it to the hook is over here like this. And it should go in there. Like that. Once it's below the opener, you got to rotate this around to try to get it to catch. I say I've screwed that up already. I go over here to where it's near the opener. Put this on here like this again. So it grabs that. Now when you've done that, when this is on here, this pin, I've already defined where this has to drop in. It's going to drop in like this, because it's got to line up with that piece. Now, that was unrehearsed there. So now I've got the hook back in and the plate below it. This piece, the once you've got like that, the other pieces go on like this bobbin case piece. And once I've got it here like this, you're going to put the screw in here. This is when you replace the hook. Drops in here. Probably need a special shorty screwdriver. I had a short hub stub around here like this. This is really sort of marginal in the length. So I'm not gonna, this is a wrong screwdriver, so bear with me. I'm gonna do this just to snug it. I might have to go through and look through my pile. That's just snugged in here. There's the hook. Now to tighten this up, this is kind of poor. This is really needs to be about an extra centimeter shorter. I might go through and just cut this off with a saw or something to get in there, or just whatever. But if you tighten that up properly, or use an offset screwdriver. I prefer to use one that's straight than an offset so I don't booger things up. This is normally as far down as you get when you take it apart. I mean, for just normal servicing where you got a jam. There's a piece called the bobbin case base, I believe you call it. It just kind of drops in there like that. And then you've got this piece, which is called the gib, the hook gib, and that's the part they really just show you in the manual. You can turn this around like this to where you've got the three exposed, and you put this on. And when you do this, you probably need some, make sure the screws, sometimes you do this, they'll drop through there. You put the little bitty screws here, here, and here. This is what you get and what you normally take off when you just want to get a jam. You tighten up the three screws here, and that's it. And then here's the normal when you're using the machine. You got the bobbin case and the bobbin. This is an old phenolic bobbin here, like this. But just to go through again, reiterate, to take a thread out, you take these three screws on the gib, and you take this out, put it back in, and then when you've done that, you can pull this out. And that's normally about as how far you'd go down, unless you want to replace the hook. or just see if there's some trash in there you can go ahead and clean. But if you want to replace the hook, that's when you go farther down, you take the hook out. And to get the hook out, at least when I've been playing with this, you want to take this, at least I had to go ahead and take this what they call the feed dog out of there, because I couldn't get it to clear. Now maybe you can, maybe I'm not smart enough to pull it out of there, but it was just easier for me to take the feed dog out. Plus, I wanted to see what the part number, because there's evidently a bunch of different types of feed dogs on there. This looks like a 28745 or something like that. Not really sure, but it was just easier for me to go ahead and do that. And with little parts and stuff, you want to go through and maybe I use some type of bag or something to store the parts so you don't lose them. Again, that's a Pfaff 7. It's a 145 here. This is one that's set up for leather. And just wanted to show how to go ahead and take the bobbin out, at least the bobbin case, and to get down in here to where the hook is. That's all.